second year of the collision philosophy made an impact, not only on the gridiron, but in the classroom and community. Amidst the cries of the West Side is the best side, the billboards, the television commercials, and the wall that would announce the Jayhawks' entrance, the quiet whispers of blue pride, gone too long, came back in a bellowing scream of collision. Defense would lead the Jayhawks throughout the year, posting 6 shutouts. The tenacity of the Jayhawk D would only allow opponents an average of 62 yards rushing and 74 yards passing. In the end, creating a new school record of only allowing 132 yards a game, smashing the old record by more than 20 yards. And if that wasn't enough, many opponents would find out that they wouldn't be lucky to get even 100 yards against a stingy defense that would lead the conference for the second consecutive year and the state by only allowing an average of 5 points a game. With 18 interceptions and only allowing 7 first downs a game, the Jayhawk defense proved that they were the force to be reckoned with. While many consider the defense to be the mainstay of the Big Blue, the Jayhawk offense announced their presence with the simple cry of score. The multifaceted attack would outscore their opponents 172 to 82 in amassing an incredible 3,261 yards of total offense. Trying to stop a ground attack that averaged 4.8 yards a carry proved to be as futile as trying to tackle a Brahma bull. And just when you thought maybe the Jayhawks had been corralled, they would unleash an air attack that would make the United States Air Force smile, with an average of 14.6 yards of completion. Opposing defenses soon began to realize that when the Jayhawk ball control took over, they had better eat their Wheaties that morning. But maybe even more remarkable than all this was what happened off the field. The enthusiasm and the excitement engulfed everyone. The Big Blue pride had returned, as Jayhawk games always drew the biggest crowds at Kingston, now known to us as Death Valley. And all of the Tuesday night study tables paid off, giving Jayhawk Collision a 2.9 GPA and proving their excellence in the classroom. The Jayhawks, just 4-5 last year, would enter the 92 season as the 6th best team in the state and would eventually work their way up to number 3 before dropping back to 6th after a hard-fought battle with Iowa City High. There they would remain for the rest of the year, setting the best record Jefferson High School football has had in 20 years. This is their story, the Collision story of making an impact. Here are the 1992 Jayhawks. control offense, smothering defense. It's a combination that has won many Mississippi Valley Conference football games throughout the years. And Jefferson used it to win a big one against Dubuque Waller in the first game of the season. The Jayhawks pounded out the win by keeping the ball on the ground. Led by senior backfield trio of running back Scott Misak, fullback Robert Lindhair, and quarterback Anthony Henderson, Jefferson used 47 running plays to churn out 206 yards. 11 of its 12 first downs came via the rush. The Jayhawk defense, led by Jeremy Maker, Zach Allison, Bob Dobeck, Jared Young, and Chris Steele, stymied the Golden Eagle attack, only allowing Waller 145 yards of total offense and just 6 first downs. Coach Dosto accepted Jefferson's 21-8 Mississippi Valley Conference football win, though, but admitted we didn't capitalize on all the opportunities presented to us. The Jayhawks never lost command, but 5 turnovers prevented the victory from being more lopsided. Led by linebacker Zach Allison, Jefferson was stout on defense again, but was particularly stingy against the run. Regis' longest rushing play was 5 yards. Regis had 18 total yards, including minus 56 net yards rushing. Sacks by Jefferson's Allison, Nelson Evans, Jared Young, and Jason Rose gave Regis another minus 32 yards. Jefferson's defense didn't allow a point for the second straight game. After passing for 30 yards in a 7-0 win at Dubuque Waller in Week 1, Coach Dosta wanted to work quarterback Anthony Henderson and the receivers more. The results were encouraging. Henderson passed for 211 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wade Hansen had catches of 35, 66, and 44 yards in the first half and helped on defense with an interception in the second half. 3, Nelson Evans and his Jayhawk defensive mates had sacks and tackles for losses totaling minus 68 yards, and 4th-ranked Jefferson beat 8th-ranked Waterloo East 7-0 at Sloan Wallace Stadium. The win was a 3rd straight for the Jayhawks. The Jefferson defense ran its streak of shutout quarters to 12. After a scoreless first half, Jefferson did the game's only scoring with a minute left in the 3rd quarter, working off a 1st and 15 from the Jeff 40-yard line. After a procedure penalty, quarterback Tony Henderson found Wade Hanson sprinting down the right sideline with a pass that netted the Jayhawks 40 yards to the East 20. 2 plays later, Henderson carried the ball around right end, 17 yards for the touchdown. Chris Sarchet's PAT made it 7-0. We decided at halftime we had to reestablish our dominance, Coach Dostal said. The thing I was impressed with is last week we made a lot of mistakes, and this week we didn't. That's a sign we're getting better. The Jayhawks finished with 226 yards to East's 46.
Stay on my back or I will attack, and you don't want that.
Coach Dostal said his team takes great pride in its defensive play. His performance this season has certainly been something to be proud of. The 3rd-ranked Jayhawks limited Washington to 84 total yards and blanked the Warriors 27-0 in the 38th meeting between these two teams played in front of an estimated 6,000 fans at Kingston Stadium. The Jefferson defensive unit hasn't been scored on in 16 quarters. The Jayhawks have outscored their 4 opponents 62-8, with the only points allowed coming off a kickoff return in the 2nd game of the year. We work on our defense and we have pride in ourselves, and it's a thing that just grows, it gels, it starts building, and it matures, said Coach Dostal. Of course, a shutout by the defense doesn't do much good if your offense can't put any points on the board. The Jayhawks mixed their attack effectively, rushing for 233 yards and passing for another 75. Quarterback Anthony Henderson led the Jayhawk charge, completing 5 of 11 passes, including touchdown throws to Marcus Johnson in the 1st period and Torrey Myborg in the 3rd. The Jayhawks also scored when Zach Allison intercepted a pass on the Warrior 20-yard line and waltzed down the left sideline for the score.
Bad to the bone. rich woman beg, and I make a good woman steal. I make an old woman blush, and I make a young girl squeal. I wanna be yours, pretty baby, yours and yours alone. I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone. Bad. Bad. Bad to the bone.
Jefferson quarterback Anthony Henderson needed only 1 minute to run the 2-minute drill to perfection. Henderson dove into the right corner of the end zone after an 8-yard run with just 51 seconds left in the game to give the third-ranked Jayhawks a thrilling 21-14 win over number 9 Cedar Falls. The TD run capped a 48-yard, 4-play drive that had Henderson on a 16-yard run to start the drive, and after a 3-yard loss, threw a 26-yard strike to Torrey Myborg that gave the Jayhawks a 1st and goal from the 8. Henderson scrambled in on the next play. Jefferson improved to 5-0 as it prepares for its homecoming game. This was a hard-fought football game from start to finish, something the Jayhawks have come to expect. We haven't had a break, Coach Dossel said, but there are no breaks in the MVC. That's just it. Other highlights included a spectacular one-handed catch by Zach Allison and an interception by Torrey Myborg to set up the final Jayhawk drive.
Trying hard to make it right. Not long ago, before I win this fight, everybody's talking all this stuff about me. Why don't they just let me live? Tell me why. I don't need permission, make my own decision. Oh, that's my prerogative. It's my prerogative. It's the way that I want to live. It's my prerogative. I can do just what I feel. It's my prerogative. No one can tell me what to do. It's my prerogative. 'Cause what I'm doing for you now. Don't get me wrong, I'm really not suited. Ego trips is not my thing. All these strange relationships really gets me down. I see nothing wrong with spreading myself around. Everybody's talking all this stuff about me. Yeah. Why don't they just let me live? Tell me why. I don't need permission. I don't need my own decision. That's my prerogative. It's my prerogative. I can do what I want to do. It's my prerogative. Can live my life. It's my prerogative. I'm doing it just
After 5 weeks, third-ranked Jefferson has emerged not only as one of the best teams in the Mississippi Valley Conference, but one of the best in the state. The Jayhawks have one of the league's best defenses, with their offense improving each week. And good football teams always seem to do just enough to win. Jefferson, a pretty good football team by anybody's standards, did just enough against Prairie. After scoring a pair of first-half touchdowns, they managed to keep a determined Prairie team out of the end zone as the Jayhawks topped the Hawks 13-0 in a Mississippi Valley Conference football game at a cold and wet Kingston Stadium. The homecoming win lifted the Jayhawks to 6-0 as they prepare to face 5th-ranked Iowa City High in a key Mississippi division game. The shutout was the 4th of the year by the Jayhawks, who have allowed only 22 points this season. The 7th game of the season decided the champion of the Mississippi Division of the Mississippi Valley Conference. The game promised to be every fan's dream. Third-ranked Jefferson, with the Valley's top-rated defense, only allowing 117 yards a game against 4th-ranked City High and its top-rated offense, gaining 398 yards a game. The Jefferson offense had to prove it could move the ball in the end zone against City High's defense, as the Jayhawk defense would be hard-pressed to record its 5th shutout of the season against a team with offensive weapons like the Little Hawks. At the same time, the Jayhawks provided the Little Hawk offense with its stiffest test of the season. Iowa City High jumped out to a 21-0 lead after a scoreless first quarter and then had to hold on for its life as the clock proved to be the fatal blow to the Jayhawks in the end. The Jayhawks turned the tide with 57 seconds left in the half, scoring on a 7-yard Henderson to Allison pass to cap a 62-yard drive. After the intermission, Jefferson continued their newfound dominance by running 34 plays to Iowa City High's 14. And after a touchdown and numerous third-and-long conversions, the Jayhawks' worst enemy ended up being a lack of time to continue its offensive and defensive storm. There was an unwritten rule in the 1992 football season. Don't ever get into a defensive battle with Jefferson. It's a lesson Kennedy learned the hard way. And a head-knocking,